Hey everybody, we are super excited to begin our remodel actually a month earlier than we thought. We thought we'd be in maybe in July, August doing it, but since there's a little more limited activity right now, and hopefully we'll be back in greater ways sooner rather than later, we thought we'd use this time. So we're going to show you a video right after this one's over from a business meeting in February that gives you the details of all about this remodel. I just wanted to show you a little behind the scenes. One of the reasons we're going through this is we had already bought a lot of the equipment before the coronavirus hit. So about a third of our equipment's already here, maybe even half of it. And we're getting ready for that. So you can see as we're walking, backstage is pretty much cleared out. By Tuesday, we should have this ready to be cleared. And we're just going to keep walking. I'll show you something that happened to me on Tuesday. A little behind the scenes tour here. This paint, I was trying to see what was up here, and I stepped on this bucket, and much to my surprise, there was 5 gallons of paint in there, and it went up to about here, and my shoe is no longer usable. But anyway, so we'll walk on stage here quick, and then we'll roll into this other video. We just finished live doing the service on Sunday morning, and here we are in the sanctuary. All the columns of lights are gone, stage is cleared, and we have just a little bit more work to do, and the demo, and then the flooring will go in. But watch this video, and it's a lot of great information, and it's actually funnier and more interesting than I thought it would be, and maybe not like comedy funny, but it's good information. Don't know why I said funny, but we're going to roll with this in one take. And thanks, everybody. Bye. Or whatever is next. So next, we're going to give equal time to our remodel, and then Jill's going to give us a little woohoo time, and then we'll dismiss. Okay. All right. So we've been talking about a remodel in here for some time. Our plan originally was that this would immediately follow on the heels of the Archie project. But actually it's probably going to be finishing about the same time. So I want to give you more details than maybe you care to have or have ever had about this project, but we're going to tell you about it anyway. So stage 1 of the remodel is everything from here back, all the way back to the walls that are back there, and all the way back to actually the back walls that are way behind there. If you've never been back there, there's a lot of space back there. Stage 2 will take place 15 to 24 months after stage 1, unless some of you, you know what, have some major gifts to give, or a tornado happens. Then we won't do stage 2 at all. But anyway, all right. And everything on stage 2 is everything forward out here. So pretty much everything you see or sit on or touch is going to get changed in this place. And let's walk through that for a couple minutes. And to redo all the electrical in here and to fix a lot of what we're working on is quite a substantial task for us. In talking with the board and leadership, we felt that it was important, hey, let's do what we can to bring this space up to 2020 standards. I have plans in my office. These were stamped in 1975. We moved in here in 1980, so this is a 40-year-old space. And let's come away with something that we can be excited about, will give us some new tools to use in this generation, enhance ministry, and makes this space a space that our community is going to want to use. In other words, also, let's have some things where like, man, we just didn't change some fixtures. We really upgraded this as a tool for use. So as I have shared, again, a time or two, 40-year-old space, and it is absolutely remarkable the kind of condition that it's in and what it was built. It's really, really fantastic. So on the stage, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run new wires so we don't have this kind of thing happening. And we're going to show you a bunch of pictures. These are actually pictures that are happening right here on the stage. It's just we keep the lights low so you can't see it all. So, and we'll just go through. These are us all pictures that are up there, and so we're gonna fix all this stuff. And these aren't the same pictures; these are different ones, and we'll just let those roll through. So, then what that means is because there's all those wiring here, that means they go somewhere. Okay. So then backstage begins to look like this. So backstage has some major issues as well, and into racks and wiring that have been added over the years, and old conduit runs that run, on this area that aren't working anymore. The wiring inside of them doesn't work anymore. The same thing By the way, our architects saw that and they said, we shouldn't have seen that. And the electrical guys are like, what is that? And I said, well, that's like the power to all of our speakers and stuff. And they're like, oh no. So that's stuff we got. And then I was going to show you what all the lighting up here, what that looks like behind the scenes, but I didn't want to get a harness on me and get up there and do that. Just basically what you just saw down here is the same thing up there. So that's just so you know that. So what we're going to do is take all the racks, all the wiring, and bring them through conduits like they should be done now. Put them all in one space. It's going to be really, really, really cool when we're done. So to accomplish that, instead of jackhammering through the concrete, what we have decided to do is we're going to take from here. So actually, where these subs are, we're going to start 3 feet back further. So the stage will start right here. And we'll start 3 feet back further, and there's going to be an 8-inch rise to this. So all of those wires are going to be able to put underneath the stage, and that stage is going to all the way back to the back wall. Oh yeah, I have a graph for you. I forgot. What is that? A plan for you. So this is really cool if it works. Does it work? There it is. Okay. So here's the front. I'm standing right here, and all the way back here is going to be raised up 8 inches. From here down is going to be a sloped floor. We actually have a garage door where you can, for concerts and that, you can unload major equipment, and we'll be able to get it right on the stage here. Down here, there'll be a step off, so that's right through that door, and then a step back up, and then everything there is going to be raised up 8 inches, and then the conduit and the wiring and all that stuff will be put underneath it. And so that's also going to allow us to remodel and get more altar space here. We're going to have way more room for altar. If you put 3 people side by side here when they're praying, you can't walk through. Now we're going to have way more space for altar area, which is going to be really excited. We're super excited about that. There's also 2 areas of accessibility that this remodel will address. One is handicap accessibility. It's really difficult, if not impossible, to get people with physical ailments onto the platform. So our renovation is going to allow the stage to be accessible in a way that has never been. So we had 2 options. One was putting a lift backstage. That was going to cost about $20,000 just to get a little lift back there. The second option was to add a walkway from the back. So you'll notice, did you see that? It changed. Right there, I pointed the wrong way. See that? It changed. So where you're going to see right over here, about right there, is about the same elevation as that is. So that's going to have a walkway, so you'll be able to enter the stage from actually right here and just be at the same elevation. So that is how that's going to work. It's going to be pretty nifty right there in that area. And then also what's going to happen is these walls right here, we'll show you on the screen here, these walls, which are right here and right here, they're going to come down. They're going to come down from about there down. Up here, there is storage areas on both sides. Those are going to stay. These crosses will move to right here. I'm going to make a cross right there so you can see it. This is dangerous for me to have this because this is really fun. But those crosses are going to move there. And then right here, the wall's going to come out, and there's going to be curtains right there. And then that stage space is also going to be expanded. If you walked through that wall right now, you drop about 3 feet down. But that stage space is going to expand out to there. So we're going to have increased stage space right now. So right now, if I want to get anything in and off stage, we have a 31-inch door right there. That's how we get stuff on and off the stage. And so what this is going to allow, again, is we can take this whole drum sets on wheels, anything up here on wheels, we could take and just wheel it backstage, where right now we don't have that flexibility at all. So that is going to be absolutely fantastic for us. We have a creative staff, and there are ideas sometimes that are just simply not doable because we don't have access to get things on and off the platform. All the lighting up here, all of it's going to be taken down and assessed and looked at. And some of it that can be reused will be reused and put back up. We should not have that strobing, which has stopped mysteriously for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then next week, who knows what's going to happen. But others then will be given to the Archie campus. Some will be given to the children's department and youth department so we can reuse those. All the trusses that you see on the floor are going to go away. So any of these standing trusses on the floor here, they're going to go away. All lighting will be moved up or to the side. So we're going to really clean up the look of this place as well. And the trusses will then be donated again to the same areas. So backstage, I just want to give you a quick idea. So one cool thing that we're doing this together at the same time is Archie's going to get the same carpet. We're going to get the same flooring. It's going to have a similar look and feel because we're doing this at the same time frame. So just to give you an idea, here's a picture of backstage, and it's really beautiful. And, well, not really, but our flooring is in tough shape. So if you can imagine all of that cleared, all of it gone, and then all of that up here. So I'll just give you a little before and after. I found that's going to be kind of what the flooring looks like without all the junk there. Okay, and then all the way up to here. So that flooring is going to be all the way front to back, that same kind of look and flooring. Let's see where I'm in. Backstage, we're super excited about this. Backstage, again, will be much more connected to the stage itself, and we'll be adding 3 spaces. There will be a green room that's back there. It won't actually be green. They just call it that for some reason. I haven't figured that out. But it is a kind of a hangout area for guest speakers when they come. A lot of times they'll need a restroom area. They'll need a place to pray or land before and after or between services. It'll be an area where we can meet with the worship team before and between services. It'll act as potentially some additional office space, meeting room space. Next to this is a room that we're calling a production office. It'll also be an office during the week, but it'll have in it a green screen and a small set where we could interview 1 to 3 people at any time to share their testimony, and then all the audio and video equipment will be right there. And in between the green room and the production room, we're going to put a glass wall at some point. So then we'll also run conduit to this room, and so we could have an ensemble in there that you could also have a small group record something. It'll become like a recording studio, and we'll run wiring to the choir room, which is right here, and someone in the production room can also then record what the choir is doing. Someday, we'd like to do a CD, we'd like to do some of our own music, and we'll probably run some recording wiring into this room as well at some point. So that'll become our first ever really room that's ready for that type of production thing that'll happen. As you can also see, there's a bathroom there and 2 more changing rooms. Right now, for example, last week when the girls were baptized, they all go back into our offices. So anyone who's baptized, you change in our offices, which is fine, but it's not the best. And you got to make sure all the drapes are closed if you're back there and the windows are covered. And then, the carpet, it's not good to drape all that there. So we'll have 4 changing rooms. Because the 1 bathroom that's back there staying, 2 additional changing rooms, and another bathroom that'll be backstage for people. And then our prayer team, so every other month when we do baptisms, we'll then just be able to pray with them right in the green room back there without having to walk through different areas of the church, which is going to be fantastic. One other thing that we're super excited about that we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing this screen right here. Oh. I don't know what to point at because now it's there and it's here. But anyway, okay, I'm not going to use that. All right. So the current screen is 11 by 22, 11 feet by 22. We're going to be replacing it with an LED wall. Some of you know what that is. And an LED wall, that will be 16 feet wide by 36 feet wide. So let me just kind of give you an idea of what that means. Let's go to the next slide. That's what the size difference is going to be. Let's do it again a couple times just so we can see it, and you can kind of get an idea for what that's going to be. Now, in Archie's space, this is the last piece of the budget, and if it works, we'd like to have a 9-foot by 16-foot LED wall there. So dig deep. Hopefully that can happen. Not just you guys, everybody. But that would be really cool because these are amazing what they're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some space to the back of the choir loft. So we have this up here. The back of the choir loft is where that'll set. So we're going to add about 2 feet to the back, and it'll set. And it'll go basically from right there to about right there, and it'll go up and then just be a little less than that. So that'll be the size of that thing. And it'll either hang from the ceiling or rest on that floor. And along with the remodeling budget, we have someone who's going to buy this screen and projector. We have 2 donors that are helping us make this possible. And it'll put it in the same ballpark as simply upgrading what we currently have now. So an LED wall, in case you want to, here's a little a little information in case you didn't know. We'll do a number of things that a typical projector can't do. Let me just explain. So it will have up to 5 layers that you could do on it. For example, we could have a graph, which would be awesome, right? We all love a graph. Or the text of something. And then I could also be live, or we could go live to Miguel or someone else. But you can have a live video along with these other things, and they can be embedded in top of one another, up to 5 embedded images, which allow for some of the teaching to happen that maybe would be done in a little bit different way, or we could zoom in live right now and have a little bit bigger picture for you to see. We can do that again with up to 5 images, with keeping a scripture verse static on the side. It'll also allow for a number of flexibility options. You could create a backdrop. For example, like say we want to just do a little set with someone, do a little filming out here, or create something. If we wanted to lean into the beauty of God's nature, you're going to be able to see something in a much different way than maybe you would now. Or a city landscape, hey, here's God's heart for the city. Or maybe something a little more traditional, say at a funeral or something. That's actually an LED wall that just begins to happen that way. One magazine said this, that's like at 4th of July, putting a flag on there, said this about the LED wall for church is like the stained glass window of generations ago, really centuries ago, because it has a chance to bring some art back into the church that maybe was missing. So this will give you just a little idea of what it'll look like. This is from North Central University. We will have 2 little additional things that they have there. You can see there. I can get my thing here on the side. Those will be here. And then, again, the crosses will go over here. And that'll just extend kind of the picture out into the audience a little bit here. That stage is much smaller than ours, so just to put it in perspective, ours is a little bit bigger. That's Scott Hagan. Some of you remember when he was here a couple months ago. I said, Scott, you guys did that. Do you have any regrets? He said, no, it's the greatest thing we've ever done in our space. And we also feel like this is going to open the door for some community events that when people see the flexibility this space gives, it could be an outreach tool, and word gets out and maybe something unique that people aren't expected in the church. I'm winding down. 7:20 is tough. Whew, all right, we're going to do it. All right, this is an ambitious project. So again, it's phase 1. Phase 2 is coming, and which will deal the rest of the auditorium space. That'll happen about 15 months to 2 years later, all depending on fundraising. So just a quick thank you. If you're giving to Kingdom Builders here at the KC campus, again, 45 cents on every dollar is helping this part happen. The rest of it's going towards projects and outreaches and all those things. We are doing this on a cash basis. And we are right now going through the city because of the major dealing that this is in electrical, HVAC, all of that needs to be redone, the flooring, storage, new construction, all of those things. We have to go through the city with this one. And so that is always a dilemma at times. It can be issues that go with that. So we're not quite sure. We are going to get our last construction drawings next month, and then we'll start going through the city. That would give us 2 windows through the city to start by July 1. That's our goal, starting July 1. And we may have seasons where, hey, this like we do. Hey, today our offering's going to go towards camp scholarships. Or today we're going to give towards the Belize project. We may have a month or so where we're like, today all of this is going to, this month we're all going towards the remodel project. Just to remind you, as you saw in your minutes and from last year's report, anytime we do this, we always get questions, well, what about missions? I just do want to remind you, missions has not diminished. And it has increased, and it is greater than any time in our history. So thank you for your regular giving and your giving to Kingdom Builders. In order to save as much as we can, we are going to do some of the work ourselves. And some of it, of course, we have no idea what we're doing. But when we say we, that does not mean me. You guys already know that. I'll come out and be like, oh, you guys are doing great. And can I hand you something or clean something up? But other than that, I'm not the guy that you want doing that. But if you want to be a part of that, listen for that coming up there. We may have some demo days or some days where we're laying some flooring or something like that. I'll hand you a piece of wood, and that'll be all you want me to do. If some things happen, like budget-wise, we may just do the floor, the demo, the lighting, and the screen, and then save that building part in the back for future down the road. So we have some flexibility here in our budget to do that. I'm late. Sorry, Jill. I'm handing it to you, but we'll be done by 7:30. And then